Good evening. How are we doing tonight, chat? The lovely, lovely evening chat here at Blaine's Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet where we get together and talk about the things we love to escape with. Beautiful, wonderful Throwback Thursday episode we have here today. It's been a Thursday. I started bright and early on the Anime Guys stream. We talked about a lot of the brand new breaking news that had just popped up regarding Berserk, Trigun, stuff we've talked about here. So nothing too crazy, too new to you guys, because you're all in the know because you come in here and tell me when I'm wrong. That's how I know you know. Good evening, pop culture. I am still drinking espresso today because of the terrifying event that occurred. So we will get through the anime review of the day, and I do mean that singular. It has been a heck of a doozy for me at this point. We are switching two rooms completely. One room, all of that stuff is now going to be in the other room. And it was like, yeah, this is going to be a great idea. We're gonna swap where the bedroom will go down here, the gym equipment will go up here, it'll be closer, it'll be simpler. If we have a guest over, the downstairs is usually cooler, so it's not as big of a deal if we have someone here in the summer. All kinds. There's a closet in the other room, so it makes more sense for a guest room. Lots of perfectly valid logistical reasoning behind it, and then you do it, and you're like, all right, well, step one, I'm gonna do this trinket, I'm gonna move this trinket, now I'm gonna move this trinket, and then you're like, oh my goodness, I have to empty this room into the living room dining room area, and then I have to bring all of the parts from the other room into this room after I've cleaned it, because while it's all out of there, you might as well clean it up. And then you've gotta put it all that other stuff, bring it all upstairs, and then, all right, we got pop culture, we got Call Me John, we got E-Class. That's enough. I'll cut this out as a highlight or something. I have cleaned out the basement. Okay, so I've been cleaning it, rearranging it, cleaning it, throwing out stuff, cleaning as I go, to make it usable so that I can actually go down there and work with tools, rather than always just trying to like find a tool and bring it outside and hope it's not raining so I can do whatever I need to do outside on the porch, right? So trying to get the basement, which is already sort of like a Hobbit basement, it's like right at 6 feet, and then so I'm scraping my head on like the rafters, and then there's like ducting and stuff that comes below that, so it's not like the most comfortable place to work, but I've been doing it. And after I cleaned this last a couple days ago, I went down there and I was like, there are flies down here. There were like 4 flies like flying around. I was like, the heck is going on? Where are these flies coming from? So when I went down today, because I was like, oh, I need a wrench because the bed we were taking apart had bolts on it, right? And I was like, oh, I'll go grab a wrench. I've just cleaned them, so I know where it is. And as I went, the wrench is sitting on a shelf, and this shelf is up against a sort of basement window. So one of those like footer windows where outside you could kick it, but in the basement you have to reach up and hit it. And as I approach it, I hear flies. Lots and lots and lots of flies. And then I look through the shelf past the tool that I just grabbed, and the window is blacked out with flies. I don't know how. I don't know why. I still don't understand what has occurred. Directly below, like in front of that shelf, was a light bulb that they had been buzzing around so much that they just would die and fell down. There was a pile of them dead in front of the shelf. More flies. Like, we're talking 70 flies, some alive, most dead, some buzzing around. So I got to shop vac and I just started I got gloves on. I got, I put on some of those old COVID masks so that I could, not feel totally disgusting. Vacuumed up as many of the carcasses as I could as they're flying around, like sucking them up with the vacuum cleaner. I probably spent an hour today vacuuming flies that were all mashed against this window. And then I cleaned the window with bleach because I couldn't see. There's nowhere else visible in the basement where the flies would be congregating and reproducing. All I could see was this you know what a rat king is? Like when a bunch of rats get their tails tangled. It was like a fly king, like a rat king, but flies. So I vacuumed them all up. I cleaned it out with bleach. I opened both sides of the window, open it up, clean on both sides, all that stuff. Oh, yeah. It's vile. It's vile and disgusting. And I've had to clean out sheds where rats had been living in them for months. So I'm familiar with grotesque animal encounters, but this horrified me on a level I was not expecting to have to deal with today. And especially on a day where I already had to get up at 7:30 in the morning. And you're like, oh, Blaine, I get up at 7:30 all the time. You're watching this on replay while you're at work, or you're hitting your whatever shift. You're like, oh, I do this all the time. And you're like, oh my goodness, I don't care, because guess what? My workday starts at like 10 normally. So me having to wake up at 7:30 was already like a pain in my ass today, but I did it. 2 cups of coffee and an espresso got me through news with Brandon, and then we started the project, and then I had to halt the project because you can't just have a nest of flies. Ugh. Crazy. Just crazy. So that was my day. I still have like a whole mess of stuff to do. It looks nice on stream, but just off stream, there is just everything, because of course we're moving like the bed and everything at the same time. We couldn't just do 1 or 2 rooms. We had to also move around some stuff that's up here. Just a day. So because of that, I only have 1 show to review from this current season, and then we'll jump into 2017 with our throwback scrolling, and we'll get to that. So RPG Real Estate. That's the one I watched. On a day when we get, what do we get? What else comes out today? Greatest Demon Lords Reborn is a typical nobody. Skeleton Knight, Daemon. I think there's Ya Boy. There's all kinds of stuff that dropped, and I decided to watch RPG Real Estate because E-Class said, oh yeah, it's starting to get kind of dark. And it is! And then it isn't! We got the first part of a 2-parter. We'll see how the second part does, but I was a little disappointed with the direction that it took. I was really hoping for it to be a little more exciting than it ended up being, but at the end of the day, it's still RPG Real Estate. They're doing real estatey things in an RPG world, and who can blame them, really? Okay. Oh, wait, what do we got going up here? Nichijou Way of the House Husband Battle. Yeah, no, that would be if I was cool and not just like, I hate it. Cleaning with bleach. Yeah, that's my go-to. If something's like real nasty, I'm like, you know what? Get the bleach. Just get the bleach. And like, If it discolors something, we'll be okay. In fact, what's that thing you're not supposed to mix bleach with? Let's mix those things and then use it against the flies. Let's make that happen because that sounds a lot better. That sounds a lot better. Not so bad. Just got off from the first job. Awesome, awesome. 2 jobs. 2 jobs are harsh, but if 2 jobs get you what you need, you do what you need to do to make it happen. Am I right? Yeah, boy. Just woke up. What's up? Yeah, you popped into chat this morning. I thank you. I thank you for joining Brandon. Gotcha. So if I mix ammonia and bleach, it'll make mustard gas. Gotcha. So do flies die when they encounter mustard gas is the real question. If the answer is yes, I may be on to something. What do they use to fumigate areas? I don't know. I don't know if I could live in the top stories while it fumigates down below. That sounds dicey at best. It's not a super dark show, but it could be. It could be. There's a prison underneath the Capitol, and there's a dragon attacking. I put a little chocolate bar in the cup when I hit it with my espresso, so I got some deep dark chocolate. I do 95% because that's how hoity-toity my tongue is. The real secret to losing weight, if anybody wants to know, is to eat 100% or 98% dark chocolate for like a week. Make that your, like, anytime you're craving sweets, eat that instead. And after you're done, suddenly 95%, 80%, like some of these really, really high percent chocolates taste like the sweetest thing you've ever had in your life. And then you don't need sugar anymore. And because you're not eating as much sugar, you're not getting as much calories, and you just naturally lose a lot of weight. So that's a life tip from me. All right. Like I said, 3 liters, working our way through the cotton, going fast, going down. You had 3 flies in your room today too. You ended up letting them out. But oof, they're annoying. A nest sounds terrible, especially with the attack of the mosquitoes happening this season. You're fine with the show not losing its charm. But it would be charming, I think, if it added. Oh yeah, flies are so frustrating, and I never feel bad killing a fly. You know, like sometimes with like a spider, if it's like close enough to the door, I'm like, yeah, I'll just take it outside because, you know, it'll help, it'll do a thing. Flies multiply very quickly, so I never feel bad if I kill a fly. You know, they live 3 days and they multiply in an instant, so not too concerned there. All right, let me get this set up. Yeah, we've been through that one. I need to add this one. Go buy some dark chocolate. The other awesome thing about that life hack is the really dark chocolate that I'm talking about. Nobody else wants it, so it's always like half price. You can get it like super cheap most of the time. You never understand why you can catch toads and frogs and grasshoppers with your bare hands, but never flies. Because flies take off backwards. They are very, very strange creatures. Do I want OVA? I think I'll skip on OVA, but let's add music. I didn't realize there was a music tab now. Alrighty, for anyone new in chat, we are. You do like it when things get dark, though. Of course, everybody likes that like little bit of a turn, you know, like a School Live or something like that. Even if the ultimate, you know, the ultimate result isn't exactly as good as you want it to be, everybody likes they like a twist, they like a turn, they like to be caught off guard. All right, for anyone new to the show, This is our Throwback Thursday day. Typically, you know, I'd be talking like, hey, look, Trigun's got a new announcement. They're going to get a thing. Hey, we got a new still from Urusei, blah, 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 blah. But I talked about that a little bit this morning with Brandon, the anime guy. And I have another episode that will be coming up with Brandon, the anime guy, in which we talk about our favorite, like, top 5. I'm gonna have to make it a top 10 if it's not a top 5 shows where he'll pick a decade. So the current decade we're working through is 2010 to 2020. He says to today, but for me, like, the past like 2 years or 3 years have been like really solid. So that'll be rough if I add that in. So I'm gonna separate them out to 2010 to 2019, and then 2020 to today. And then we're gonna jump on his show, record a thing talking about them, and because you guys are the wonderful chat in my area, we get a little sneak preview of what I like, what I've seen, what I think about it. These always start with, you know, oh, this was a show that everybody liked. I already added the first season, so I don't add subsequent seasons just to keep things clean. And it's like, oh yeah, everybody knows. But as we scroll, we find some little hidden gems as we move through. So I'm gonna get to scrolling, get to chatting, and feel free to chime in if you hate what I say, if you love what I say, whatever may come your way. That being said, do say like the name of the anime, because sometimes I'm like 3 past wherever you're commenting at. All right, like we said, Attack on Titan season 2 still being done by Wit. We all saw it. We already added season 1. Same thing, Bones MHA season 2. We already added season 1. Black Clover. I watched 2 episodes. I was like, meh. I could smell the desire for a big 3 successor. You know, it has all of the Naruto charm of what if it was this instead of ninjas kind of a thing, and I fell off after a few episodes. Kakegurui, really fun show. This is the modern anime viewers kaiji is really what that is. We take gambling, but make it not just gambling, make it feel like you know, it's got higher stakes. Your life is on the line. You could be a pet. And it's very very fun. You also watched 3 episodes. It was interesting, but you just never returned. Yeah. No, that tracks. It's not bad. And if I hadn't spent like a big issue in my backlog is that I've seen like it's either 116 or like 160. I never know like what the actual number is because I won't go back and look necessarily. But I've seen tons of Bleach and just got burnt out by the story, just sort of like not really feeling like it knew where it was going, which could be just because of the bound arc. Could be, you know, there's a number of reasons why that happened to me. So I'll see something, I'll be like, wow, this is good, but this is gonna be long. This is gonna be long, and I don't know if they can keep up good for long. And I just sort of burn out a little bit. Live action is better than the anime. Well, that's definitely a show type that can do that. We've talked previously on how Lovely Complex is one of my favorite live action anime prior to Speed Racer. Speed Racer is the definitive best live action anime adaptation. But Lovely Complex kind of shows how easy it is to make an anime adaptation. You know, you take something that's really grounded in reality, you throw some kids at it that are decent actors, and you really play into the anime goofiness. You know, really put your actress on a box to make her look extremely tall and just go all ham on it. That's why I'm excited for the Rent a Girlfriend live action. I think that's going to be just done really true to the show. Assuming, of course, you enjoyed Rent a Girlfriend. Konosuba got a second this time. Made in Abyss. They literally CGI the pupils in the live action. That's kind of cool. Made in Abyss is fantastic. It is this like the 2017 version of Ranking of Kings, where it's like, oh, watch it, you gotta see it, but you know the animation style doesn't really match the themes. Kind of same thing going on with Ranking of Kings, with a lot of people recommending it. You know, you can see the 85%. We've got season 2 coming. Make sure you watch the movie before you jump into season 2, so you're all prepared. Oh, Real Life is also a sweet live action movie. That was a fun anime. That was a good one. And I've heard good things about the Erased live action, but I never watched it, so I can't comment, but that would in my brain would say, yeah, you could do that in live action pretty easily. Classroom of the Elite. Classroom of the Elite survives based on the fan art alone. Twitter has kept this one alive and going. Oh, didn't like the anime, so the lives might be better. They might be. More Food Wars, we all love that. Saga of Tanya the Evil. I didn't watch it. I don't remember why. I do not remember why. And at this point, it's too far away. Ancient Magus Bride, 5 episodes. I went past the 4. You know, everybody's like, oh, the big 4 episodes. I went to 5. You know, it didn't get me. Didn't get me. The whole big monster whatever. I did watch Masamune-kun's Revenge. That was a fun one. Giving it the old reverse. I'm gonna take back my power. I'm gonna fight you back. Made in Abyss is a top 5 all time for you. Whew, I hope they hold it up. Nanachi is one of our favorite characters, especially people that cosplay Nanachi, because nobody just does like, oh, I'm Nanachi, look, I got a thing. It's always like a full freaking, like, they got the half fursuit legs, they got the big hat, like they anyone who cosplays Nanachi goes to the 9s, and they're just like this big fuzzy cuddly suit, and it's so great. I love cosplayers. Ancient Magus Prize, when you still plan to finish and watch Tanya. It's crazy we both watched Masamune. It was funny. It was funny. I liked it. He's a Wendigo. Well, Wendigo gonna get his body, get a not Wendigo gonna get a human head so we can kiss her. Oh, the Wendigo. I like the theory that a Wendigo is actually a deer that is dealing with what's the deer wasting syndrome? It's got a different name though. Something wasting syndrome. I don't remember. Anyway, basically deer starve themselves and then they're like drooling and they're nasty. They'll like lose chunks of their flesh, and so they'll have like bones exposed and stuff, but they'll still be like alive and moving around because they're sort of like parasitic with like how they don't feel anything. And so that sickness sort of led to the tales of the Wendigo. Very, very, very fun. I like when you can like tie reality into the myth making. Always fantastic. Oh, you read ahead in Masamune-kun. Did you read ahead in Suradure Children? Because I didn't think it was that crazy. But I did love Blend S. Blend S was fun. I have a soft spot for any service industry shows. Is the Order a Rabbit, Blend S, Wagnaria, they're all fantastic, and I quite enjoy all of them. This one expressly funny because the idea of a maid that's just being sadistic is so funny and so Japanese, so very people would pay for that. Mermaids may come from dugong. Maybe because dugong come, now we have mermaids. Oh, we talked about that. Scum's Wish. I feel like I started that one, but I didn't. I have no memories there. Blue Exorcist, moving on. Gamers! Of course I watched an anime called Gamers. I love clubroom anime when they're about one thing and everybody like sticks to it. Gamers, Bakuan, what's the freaking supernatural battles become commonplace. I love those shows. You read the entire Tsurizure Children manga. It's really sweet. Interesting. Blend S you didn't watch, but Working is among your faves. If you love Working, you will probably like Blend S. Blend S is very. It plays with some very classic anime tropes and does it very in a very fun way. Wendigo for Monster Musume 2. Only you'll find out. In the meantime, we're gonna scroll past CG Grandpa here. You watch clips from every episode on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, the between that and just the meme. Style! Surprise! I forget all the stupid Snoop Dogg. Akashic Records of Bastard Magic Instructor. I was not expecting that when I started it, but it was still fun. Little Witch, the TV series. I'm gonna leave this one because I've already got the movie. But just know that if you like Trigger and you liked anything else to do with the Little Witch Academia series, definitely get into it. Was great for 3 episodes and it needed to be dumped. Well, see, that's just your opinion, man. You have your trash and I have mine. That was my trash. Gamers you never watched. It's not life-changing, but it was fun. I will say it was fun. Skiga Kide is a great romance. Well, I will take your word for it. Focuses on 2 characters, Akane Mizuno and Kotaro Azumi. 2 third-year middle school students become classmates. Typically grow around each other. Clubmates, teachers, parents. The anime will also center on the youthful adolescence romance of the characters who are hounded by change and uncertainty as the seasons inevitably pass. By Studio Feel. Wait a minute. I feel like this is the one. This is the one we saw an article about, isn't it? Is that a different one? Maybe it's a different one. Oh man, CG's good. You can watch a whole anime in CG. Oh, isn't that great? Woo! We finally made it, guys. It's the future. Look at this. This scene doesn't even look like CG. It looks like CG. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be fantastic. Oh, great. It was good. It was very good. But whatever Studio Orange was doing with all their CG, they told no one. They told absolutely no one. They were like, hey guys, this is pretty good, don't you think? They're like, yeah, we did. make sure we seal that knowledge in a vault and never let anybody else do anything anywhere near competently again. And then we got CG Bears in Golden Kamui and CG Turtle in Shield Hero, and we're like, oh, no, take it away! Oh. Yes, Duke of Death, there's something about it when they actually, I feel like they remove frames, like when it's all rendered, they're like, just, duplicate frame, remove frame. There's something they do that makes it feel more like an animation. The squash and smash, they do in between stuff. Something happens that makes it look better. And Land of the Lustrous did that. Duke of Death does that with a lot of its scenes. Oh, poor Berserk. I hope, I pray to whatever will make manga, because God ain't got time for that. But whoever's in charge of the manga, when they finish Berserk, I want an actual animated adaptation, beginning to end, as written. I know a lot of people are like, well, you should read the Golden Age arc first and then read Black Swordsman, and don't read the first 3 pages because Miura didn't really like the way he started with. I don't want to hear it. I want page 1 to page infinity, whatever, how bajillion pages, animated. And I hope someone takes that mantle, because the crap we have seen is unfair, especially considering all of the really good stuff that is inspired by Berserk. Like, there's too many inspirations of Berserk for there not to be a great Berserk. Yes, best friend of the past 25 years, as well as the entire design team that's been working with him. They're working. They're working based on conversations they've been having for 30 years with the man. So I've got high hopes. I said this. I've said this every time. I said it this morning during our time with Brandon. I said this a few streams ago. I've got a highlight of it on the channel. I think that the main big story beats as we move through the end of these characters are going to be exactly what Miura envisioned. And it's going to be a little awkward on the in-betweens, like a drawbridge. It's going to be like, that's getting kind of funky. Oh, okay, here we are. Now we're at a part that makes sense. So I'm glad for it. They found a bunch of his notes, so they got a lot to work with. And I'm just hoping that last chapter is just a bunch of scans of the notes and drawings that they found that they were working from. I think that would make me really, really happy. Other manga with bad adaptations like Jitsuwa should also be remade. You found your own anime studio to achieve this. Like Porter Robinson with Shelter. Shelter's not an anime. It's an anime if it's got a story. Well, this is an anime studio made it. Well, it's a music video. It can't be an anime. Like, oh, that was the weirdest. That was a really weird period of time when Shelter was. Is it an anime? Not. It's on AniList, so I'm gonna call it an anime. I didn't know Jitsuwa was a bad adaptation. I thought it was kind of a silly, fun, cute show. What is my current number 1 for the time period, and why is it Monster Musume? I think you know what's wrong with that sentence inherently. Assumes facts not in evidence, honestly. Yeah, that was how I ran into it. And then I saw these people that were like, blah, 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 like yelling about it online. And then I went to another friend and I was like, hey, is this anime? And they were like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. Recovery of an MMO junkie, very fun. I love the whole premise of being somebody different online. Always a good it's a realistic thing, right? Like, we make characters in games. Sometimes we try to make it look like ourselves, but sometimes we make it completely different. I really like the way that they covered that in MMO Junkie. Recreators was interesting, but I kept on scrolling. They also did Anohana. Yeah. Jitsuwa was a funny anime, but the manga is much deeper and better. MMO Junkie is so much fun. Yeah, it is. Is it? Is it deeper? I liked the weird thing where like her dad is like a giant. I thought that was hilarious. So I quite enjoyed that. Give you flashbacks when you tried Memorcas. I lost an entire summer to MMOs. I played every free-to-play MMO I could find: Turf Battles, Ragnarok Online, etc. There was a Silk Road one, all kinds of stuff. Lost an entire summer to just sitting in the house playing as much of all of those games as I wanted to. When I could have been watching my first... Wait, no, this is well after. It's well after my high school days. Hajimete no Gal. I love this show. This is fantastic. Galko-chan and Hajimete no Gal were like, hey, remember? Remember the Garus are a thing? Did I play Vindictus? If it was free and available in 2004, then probably. Because this was 2004, so it like, and there were some where I would download them, install them, play them, and it would be like 3 days, and I'd just dump it and move on to the next one. It was I thought I was having fun. Well, I'll just say that I thought I was having fun, but I could have been in another world with my smartphone having way more fun. I barely had a phone at the time, much less a smartphone. I remember trying to put an MP3 on my Razr so I could listen to music. Oh shit, the Galco. Yep. You're like, oh man, that's great. And we got new Gal characters. Love After World Domination has a Gyaru, and I think she's fantastic. She's all about them nails, and she has no thigh gap, which are two wonderful things, if you ask me. I also still need to watch Girls Last Tour. Still have not watched that one. Marin is, but I always wonder to myself if you have to have the like slightly tanned skin for it to be. Or I guess there's levels. It's God is a spectrum. There are different levels of Garu. So yes, we stick her strongly in there. I got you beat, Michael, right here. Interviews with Monster Girls. I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed Mon Musa. Oh, and then this one. World End. What are you doing at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? The show that was like, what if this is a question block? What if it's this? Oh, we moved to a twist, but it's actually this. Oh, you thought that was different. This is different. Gonguro, tan skin, is a subset of Garu. Ooh. I love it. I love learning more. Thank you. Thank you. That makes me happy, because the tanned skin isn't exactly my favorite part, which is why I liked Hajimete and Galco. They don't really go too deep into that, like, that hyper tanness, which is always good. Author definitely intended for Marin to be a Garu, of course. Mon Musu was entertaining. Demi-chan was wholesome. Yes. A friend got you to watch World End? Are they still friends? Are they still a friend? I feel like that show kept going and going. I was like, oh my goodness, when are we gonna like figure it out? And then it pulled one of the like last four, and it was like, oh, the last four will figure everything out. You thought it was gonna be a harem? Yeah, because it looks like every other light novel in like another world. You're like, all right, here it comes, and then it doesn't. And you're like, oh, okay, it's pretty interesting. World's End harem? No, that's a very different show. I'm gonna tie Sword Oratoria into Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Very fun. I do like doing the split story idea while you figure out if you're gonna animate the rest. I don't really know why they do the whole side story, but it was fun. I quite enjoyed it. Love Tyrant. Love Tyrant was great. What if the Death Note, instead of making people die, made people love, and we'll call it a kiss note? So it's such a brain dead take that it's perfect. You know, like at some level, something can be such a weirdly stupid idea that it's a great idea. And this is that show. Love Tyrant is that show where they're like, well, what if we did this? And you're like, you know what? You know what, Junior? That's a great idea. Jump at him. Get out of boy, champ. I never even heard of Sword or Tyrant, bro. Yes, Love Tyrant had over the top humor, really crazy. World End isn't very long. It didn't drag on for me. Yeah, no, definitely. World's End Harem, though, might be a longer one to watch. Welcome to the ballroom. Hold on, I can do this. Did my neck get big enough for all those friggin' giraffes? New game. Love new game, and the second season was good too. Not adding it because again we're keeping it clean, but this was great. Just because. Why? Well, just because. It's a funny joke. Funny joke. The long necks in Ballroom are almost as good as the fact that they didn't animate anything. You read the new game manga? Great, because the new game is great. I love it. Almost as much as I love Zodiac characters engaging in battle, like Killing Bites and Juni Taisen, Zodiac War. Really freaking awesome. Trying to remember, did that one... I actually don't remember if that one followed the actual story of the Zodiac or not. But Monkey was best girl in that whole show. And Tiger, Monkey and Tiger. You're not gonna see me knocking the Urusei Yatsura bikini. Not gonna see that from me. Go somewhere else if you want to see that, because this guy is not knocking it. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven door. Fuka, speaking of singing. Great segue, Blaine. It's almost like you planned that one. Oh, thank you, Blaine. I sometimes stuff just comes out right. Fuka, way better than the concept should ever have turned into. You're like, oh, she sings and blah blah blah, and then you watch it and you're like, oh, she's literally his like gateway to a better world and a better life. And you're like, oh, this show's so much better than the simplicity of She Just Singer Girl. And you're like, yes, thank you. Show bitch confused me, and I think it's because bitch means something very different in English. But I did enjoy it, even though I feel like the main girlfriend archetype doesn't exist as prevalently in English, so it was very, very difficult to sort of see the translation, but still was decently fun to watch. Yeah. Fuka had the fan service of yeah, of course you'd be able to see her skirt, like, or see her panties. Like that's what would happen if someone does that. So it's that like realistic, like it's all right, it's okay. It was like my love in April. You mean you lie in April? Why would you lie about your love in April? Earlier anime, yes, definitely. So I was, the hell was I talking about? Maybe it was this morning. It's gotta be this morning, because if it wasn't this morning, I was vacuuming flies. So it had to have been this morning. Someone was like, there's an isekai, there's an anime about a restaurant that serves another world, and it connects to the human world. And I was like, yeah, restaurant to another world. But I couldn't remember the other one, the isekai restaurant. But all things came in twos at this time. So now that we've got this one, here, restaurant to another world, I know that we're gonna find isekai restaurant here soon. Fruits basket and fairy tale. Junie Tyson. The phrase, I like shows that feature Zodiac characters, didn't really go much deeper than Fruits Basket and Junie Tyson when I was saying it. So, and maybe that one where like cats do Japanese history and they teach about the tale of the Zodiac characters. That was fun. I like that. Oh my god, we'll find it. I know we will. Because Restaurant to Another World came out at the same time as this other restaurant isekai show where they're in like ancient swords and sorcery, but the guy's making them like yakisoba and karaage and beer and stuff. There you go. Eidotama is a parody of harem anime with Zodiac characters. That was fun. Talking about folktales from Japan. Thank you. You translated me. You knew it. You knew the one. King's Game made everyone forever distrust any anime called Game. Darwin's Game, Tomodachi Game. Isn't the Ninja Girl kind of. So in Tsubaki or Kunoichi Tsubaki, the ninja girls are all broken up into little groups, and each group is named after a zodiac animal. And of course, they all have traits involved with that animal. So our main group is dogs, so you get loyalty and companionship, that kind of thing. Boar has no sense of direction, and it's hilarious. The monkey is the healer group. So they play off the Zodiac, but they aren't like they are the Zodiac kind of a thing. Hey, if we put 10 centimeters apart in the title, maybe people will watch it because they watch 10 centimeters a second. Siren! Not to do with sirens that I'm aware of. I don't recognize that one at all. A hating cat's love. Urami koi. Knights and magic. Everybody loves those two things. Love is like a cocktail. Love is like a cocktail is the reverse of my relationship. I take that back. We both make each other cocktails. We both make each other great drinks. And it's so much fun. So much fun. And this was such a cute show of she comes home, she's wore out, she's tired. He's like, here, I made you something. Have a wonderful day. And she's like, I get to relax and I love him so much. And it was so cute and everybody loves it. Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinjo. Shinju, I did not watch. Love is like a cocktail. Hubby seemed a bit manipulative at times, but it was super cute. I would chalk that up to translation error. Because I can see it. It's like, oh, you're feeling bad, drink. Like, there's a bit of that there, but at the same time, I just took it all as coming from a place of love and cuteness. Yeah, Shinkai is so legendary. Kino's Journey, one of the most annoying CGs in anime that we ever got, where she would literally, in the same scene, throw her leg over her motorcycle, and as soon as she was on the bike, her character model was CG, and then it would just like stiff roll off the screen. Very, very annoying. Showa Rakugo, interesting character drama, to be honest. Okay. I got enough Rakugo from the we'll probably get to it in a couple more years here. That's a fun phrase. It's a Sherlock Holmes anime, but it's like Sherlock Holmes in Shinjuku, and anytime that he tells everybody how he solved the case, Sherlock goes up and does a Rakugo show, and it's quite hilarious. The irregular movie, if you like it, you like it. Sugumomo, I like, but it's very bland. It is not. It doesn't really tread any new depths. It doesn't do anything too surprising, but it's just kind of a fun. In Japanese, like Shintoism, if something turns 100 or has a lot of feelings attached to it, it'll become a tsukogami. Tsukomogami. That doesn't sound right either. Anyway, it'll become essentially a possessed spirit or a thing or a yokai, for lack of a better term that I can pronounce. So it's an interesting, like, very cultural thing that they don't. I don't feel like they really express it very well in a lot of anime, but quite fun. This will be your first Rakugo anime. I scared you a bit with that in a couple years. Like, you tell me the name of Sherlock anime, but yes, it will be in a few years of scrolling. UQ Holder, which ended up being Negima, but I didn't know it was Negima, and I was like, I haven't seen Negima. I'll stop watching this. I'll stop. What else we got? Night is short. Walk on, girl! Sakura Quest! I like this one. Again, I have a type. Kids out of college doing work at their first job, at a new job, at a new place. I bounced around jobs quite a bit, and this definitely this was fun. I quite enjoyed that one. Plus, they have like a chupacabra as like the mascot of the city. So it was very, very fun. Oh, you don't have to lie to make Michael feel better. Trinity 7, still enjoy that show. It is fan servicey and harem-y as hell, but I like it. Kono Hana Kiton. Again, people doing work, people doing jobs, people keeping family businesses afloat. That's why I really like Daimon. You're conflicted on Showa Rakugo. You think the characters are extremely well written and beautifully flawed, but at the same time, you're kind of bored with a lot of story. When it becomes too real, you're like, I don't care about his story. I have my own life to live. Oh, goodness. Netsuzo Trap NTR. Urara. That was just a fun one to say. Love Live, because they got to keep on making it. Clockwork Planet. This show was so good, but also like, huh? I can hear the problem with the clockwork. Oh, it was so good. Oh my goodness. This show is silly. Deserves to be watched. Again, it's 12 episodes. It does not deserve a 57%. That should not be a sad face. That should be a neutral face of like, hey, it's a show. So take the words Clockwork Planet and a hero who has headphones on, and think about all of the shonen style short running series you've ever seen, and you know exactly what Clockwork Planet is about. It's short, it's fun, it's simple, and it doesn't explain things. It doesn't think it has to. So there's a lot of stuff where you're like, that was kind of an interesting idea. No idea what it really meant, but that was kind of interesting. I don't know if that's really possible, but I don't really care. They're not describing it, so I'm not going to really worry too much either. It was just fun. Oh my goodness. Tales of Zestiria. Akiba's Trip, the animation. Also, make sure you play the games. The games are good too. Actually, very good series considering the premise is so stupid, but it is very, very fun. Quite enjoyable. Plus Gonzo making a comeback years later. Gonzo making some great stuff and then just disappearing. Ugh, Milla Pensy. I played both the games and I've watched the series. I freaking love it. I freaking love Akiba's Trip. Plus, it's just fun because it's like accurate. Like, it's just straight up a map of Akihabara. You still like and remember the characters today, yeah. Dies Irae, Royal Tudor, Nanbaka Part 2, Katsugeki, Chow's Child. This is one, I swear to you, I have seen this show, but I can't tell you a dang thing about it. So if you want a show that just takes up time and makes it feel like you didn't exist for a week, like there's a show for you. Because I swear to you, I watched this, but I cannot in good conscience click this button because I don't remember a dang thing. Not like Mary and the Witch's Flower, the Witch's Brew. So beautiful. They say the VN is better than the anime. That may be true, but who's got 50 hours to click through a visual novel? Not I. I got flies to vacuum. Oh, goodness. That will never be. Kimono Friends. Maybe a meh anime that made me stop. But the fact that they paired up with a zoo and put a little picture, like a little cutout of the penguin girl in the zoo, and then a penguin fell in love with the cutout of the penguin girl, and then when they took out the penguin girl cutout, the penguin wouldn't eat, and then Grape Coon died? It hits you, man. It hits you. Yeah, remember Grape Coon. Oh, man. Kato, the right answer, was so annoying. I was like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Why are we doing it? Well, that's the right answer. It's gotta be a right answer. Blah, blah, it's the right answer. Nah. I watched it and I remember the crazy cube and I was like, he's like a Borg, and then he just wasn't, and I was like, all right, well, this is strange. Oh my goodness. Anime Galleries. Centaur's Life! The show that answered, how does a centaur wear pants? I watched an episode. That's about all I could do for it. Centaur's not my thing. Nyanko Days is still in my watch list somewhere. It's so adorable looking, but I just haven't felt I got the time. I didn't watch Handshakers. I watched half of the first episode and I was like, nah. I feel pretty lucky. Instead, I watched Lou Over the Wall, which is adorable and cute, and a much better version of Bubble than Bubble. Is Nyanko as adorable as it looks? Because it looks adorable. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Evil or live. Hold on. Loneliness. Net addiction. I need to watch the cold open for Anonymous Noise. Okay. Okay. Whatever that is. Is it on Crunchyroll or iDive? Or is it like a YouTube anime that I could watch? I can't show it or put any music because every time I put any kind of music or any kind of media, doesn't matter how many times I pause it, how many times I'm commenting, how transformative I am, how much I'm abiding by the free to share, free to use guidelines, they always get me. Always get me. A girl dying of cuteness from her humanoid cats. Okay, so it's like, it is like Miss Shachiku was kind of what I was expecting. When I looked at it recently. Pokemon the movie. You think it's on Prime? Ooh, it's a little harder to fair use. There you go. That's the one. If it's on Prime, that's a little more annoying to try to do on stream. So I'll give it a poke and then I'll post some thoughts, or maybe I'll talk about it, but Shachiku is a nice comparison. I love Shachiku. Shachiku is the bleach spray for my heart. That's what it is. You're going through a rough day. You had to vacuum up a bunch of flies and move a bunch of furniture. And you're like, man, life's is annoying. Not like it sucks. Like, my life's pretty good, but it's just like, God, it was just annoying. It's such a first world problem. I have a basement, right? Like, there's so many worse places I have been in my life, but it was just so annoying that I need a little Shachiku bleach for the soul. Napping Princess. I feel like I remember this one. That same deal. It's just a vague memory of being like, yeah, let's watch that. And it's just gone. It's just gone from my memory. But I've seen a lot of shows, so I have an excuse. Healing as heck, just a little gay. Hey, when you're as super straight as I am, you're allowed to have a little gay now and then. Oh my goodness. Oh, Zuki's cool-headed nails, Onihei, Sengoku, Night Blood. Frame Arms Girl! I like this show. I like this show better than Gundam Build Divers. Gundam Build Divers is like the thing I actually buy and build. I don't have a Frame Arms Girl yet. I should get like a style or something, but I love it. Kotobukiya's girls in armor to compete with Gundam, which is just robots. Fun little show. Very fun little show. Introduces you to the God Hand Nippers. Very, very important to know if you get into Dealy Doo. Frame Arms Girl, yeah. It's silly. It's literally like Gundam Build Divers, but Frame Arms Girl instead, and they like battle and stuff, and it's cute and fun. Two Car. I tried to get into Two Car because I rather enjoyed Ride Back, but Two Car just didn't feel the same. I couldn't. What it is, I couldn't tell if they were winning and how fast they were going and what was going on. The sense of speed and direction is really important for me in a car or like racing anime, and I didn't get it in Two Car. But if you are looking for something like this, go back to Ride Back. Very, very good show. Very good show. Battle Girl High School. Motherfuckers. Case closed, roommate. Uh-oh. We're getting into the scrolling on. Scrolling on. Every time. TQ. This show, look at this thumbnail. Tennis. ID Zero. Oh, my sister watched this one and she thought it was pretty interesting, but I did not. So there's your review of ID Zero. Oh, so silly. I really it gets so I forget what I'm sorting by, but like you get to the bottom of this and you're like, man, this is the scum bucket. You're like scrolling, you're like, did I see that? No, maybe, no, yep, no, the characters speak fast. They gotta speak fast because they got a lot of tennis to play. I think, probably. Yes, I will make sure to watch ya boy tonight or tomorrow, so that we can talk about it tomorrow. I'll catch up. I'll finish up all this room swapping tonight, and then I can watch all the anime I want tomorrow. Get ready for the show. Oh my god. So tired. Me, surgical friends. But do yow. A reco. Laughing Salesman is a reboot nobody bought. Was it a good reboot? I remember it just looking pretty cool. I was like, that's kind of interesting art style. I'm busy. Man, what happened in 2017? Real estate. I don't know. What else was I doing? Dune! Oh, it's a music video. Never mind. Pack it up, everybody. It's not real Dune. Not real Dune. You know what I mean. Boy meets girl. Woo. Boy Meets Girl was a decent quick cut, but if you've already seen the rest of it, then there's no need. Horse Friends? That's not Uma Musume, that's Kimono Friends, but horses. Rainy Coco. Down in Kokomo. Could get there faster, we could take it slow. That's where I wanna go. Chocobo, Aruba, Jamaica, girl, I wanna take you. Do 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 do. Wait. You freak out about spoilers, but you'll play the demo of the new Fire Emblem game? You confuse me. You're like a glamorous hero, dancing to the beat of your own drum, with rules you made for yourself. Terrible things about Forest Fairy 5. What about Gokiburo Taiso? Did that one change your life? Female humanoid cockroaches do calisthenics, though resembling normal dancing more. It's an ONA. This is online somewhere. Getting your brothers to watch the original Higurashi, you think they're afraid to tell me they don't like it? Why would they be afraid? You just be like, hey guys, what are you, wrong? Warm winter Canada. Yeah, humanoid cockroaches. Exactly. That's terrifying. The demo isn't spoiling it for me. The demo is just the prologue like 2 weeks before it comes out. All right. But how did you know the demo wasn't gonna spoil anything for you? How do you know? That's a pretty big gamble. It's a pretty big gamble. You're like, Kaiji, you're about to lose a finger. Gonna lose an eardrum. Oh my goodness. More of that, more of that. I would have thought that we would have gotten to the end of the list earlier than this. I only did a few taps. Just a few types, just a few types. I can't believe there is a show about. How will it spoil things for you? Because demos end and then show you a preview trailer of what the game will be. Because demos are sometimes not the beginning of the game, because demos will sometimes give you stuff that comes later in the game to show you what it'll be, how exciting it'll be when you're later on in the game, and spoil things for what's coming down the road of the game. Demos are dangerous, my friend. Demos are dangerous. You got lucky this time. Heed my warning. Heed my warning, or you'll end up like Pico Taro's Lullaby Lullaby. This one is the beginning of the game. If it was going to be that, then you wouldn't have played it. But how would you have known? You would have had to read a spoiler to let you know that it was not the beginning of the game. And then you're getting spoiled on what the demo is. Oh my goodness. Am I done yet? MTV ident horny? What is this? How are we not at the end of this scroll? Why are there so many things claiming to be anime? Stop! Oh, wait. Neko Neko Nihonchi! Woo! Second season. I'm tripping? I'm tripping? You're the one who says that when I give vague descriptions of anime that it's a spoiler! Oh, Candy.zip. That's what she thinks about your thoughts. She's like, I'm very sad for you. Very sad for your thought process. You make me sick, sick, sick! But then they just silently smile at you later. Keeps it carefree and happy. Oh my goodness. How? Stop going on! Seriously, how is there? Oh, Oshiri Tante. He's the butt detective. Look at that chin. The dappies. Gakia Boken. What in the world? There is so much stuff. So much in the world. Oh, I guess this is what I get for adding music to the list. Suddenly we're getting every music video that incorporates some sort of animation. I will not do music on the next one. I promise you. Genghis Khan! No Jin-kun! Okay, Genghis Khan is basically lamb Korean barbecue, but the bowl they do it on is like domed. So all of your veggies and stuff, you cook them and then you move them down and then you put all the lamb on top, and all the fat from the lamb like melts down and like helps the veggies taste even better. And this little lamb here is Genghis Khan or Jin-kun. And he wears the hat or the wok, the like domed plate that they cook the Genghis Khan in. He wears it as a hat. He's adorable. I think I'm not seeing a stuffed animal. I thought we got a Gene Coon, but maybe we got a Gene Coon for somebody. Like as a gift, we're like, hey, this person likes plushies. We'll get them a little Gene Coon. Adorable. Everybody loves sheep. Not Scroll of Darkness. I'm scrolling past that. Are we done yet? How much more of this? Oh, that's it. We made it to. Oh no, we didn't make it. There's still more. Mind Room. I'm cheating now. I'm using the clicker wheel. Clicker wheel. We're doing. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Get out of here. 2018. We watched those shows. What are we gonna get? More Attack on Titan. More My Hero. But also Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. When something doesn't make sense and you want to have a certain plot, just blame quantum physics because no one understands. I did do. Okay, good. Violet Evergarden, didn't really get into it. Darling in the Franxx, don't tease me because I love it. Love it. Such a good show. I did well, so I'm going to give myself more sake because I'm a good boy. Rascal Doesn't Dream of Dreaming Girl. Gotta say, they put some thought into Rascal's lines. Definitely did. My favorites are when he compares Peaches and makes him think of her butt. That made me laugh. It's bad. We just proved empirically that your decision-making prowess isn't the best. So you will take the fact that Darling in the Franxx is good and you will remember it forever. It's not literally the same as Brynhildr in Darkness because this is Trigger, not Brynhildr Burr. Shime! Hey, what if the reincarnated thing gets reincarnated as something that's not powerful, but then secretly it can become the most powerful because that's how all this stuff works? Banana Fish! If you're like, finally I've got gay representation in anime, where have you been? Banana Fish was 2018. Devilman Crybaby! Finally, I've got gay representation in anime. Devilman Crybaby, the peak representation in anime. You haven't watched Darling in the Franxx because I was barely watching anime that season, but you think you'd love it. You were watching the clips on YouTube. You liked the maturation of the boys and girls. Brynhildr pulled the same nonsense where they killed everyone off in the last episode. What show did you watch? Did you and I watch a different show? I think we watched a different show. Cause it's very, very different. Paruchin, if you like Gurren Lagann and you like I don't know. If you like Gurren Lagann, you'll like Darling in the Franxx. Very, very similar feeling, even if they've got different everything else. Yes, buried them deep into the devil. You only watched the first and last episodes and they're the same show? You're wrong. You're just wrong. And you'll come to terms with that. I know. You think you're right now, but someday you're gonna realize that love is hard for an otaku, and all of those opinions that you have, you're like, you know what? Thinking back on it, I really wasn't right. I really wasn't thinking that through. And maybe I want to eat my pancreas. It went downhill before the ending. It was a downhill climb the second half. It was fine. Anyone who didn't see the second half coming was blind. You're blind and you've never seen a trigger show in your life. How's my female lead doing over there? Still waifu of the century, according to most people, so doing fantastic. How's your not female lead in Monster Musume? You felt like you watched it from all the people discussing it. Probably. That makes sense. I did not watch the follow-up seasons of Seven Deadly because I was like, yeah, I've seen enough. Watch JoJo. If there's one thing I can say, it's watch JoJo. Darling had great world building in the middle, not the first and last episodes. The whole thing was great. Goblin Slayer. I recommend it. I also understand if you have to skip the first episode. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but the overall story is very fantastic. Oh, did I skip over Wotakoi? Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. Wotakoi is adorable, super fun. I quite enjoy it. What's funny is anytime we watch these kinds of shows, there's always the main couple, but then like the background couple that like they're like obviously they're pictured here, so they're gonna be the background couple. That's always who we identify with more when in any of these shows. This show, Senpai is annoying, any of them. I did not watch Pancreas though. I only watched Watakoi. You will watch JoJo? Good. Watch JoJo. I need like the Hypno Frog. Watch JoJo. Watch JoJo. So let me get this straight. An aesthetic of a monster girl is enough to make a show good for you, but you don't like harems, and you don't like Darling in the Franxx. I don't understand what my husband was saying all the time. When we scrolled past that one, I talked about how my best friend from high school, we're still friends, and like we've been friends since middle school, I guess, technically, but it's like 8th grade, so went on from there. We have seen so much media, the Thumb movies, homestarrunner.com. We were there for the beginning of like YouTube and stuff, so there's a lot of that really old internet Newgrounds, the bunch of like Ego Raptors original animations and stuff. So we have like an entire sub language based on all of these references that just completely fly past my wife. So yes, that one's very very direct there. You'll probably get back to JoJo if you haven't seen it. Be ready for the most over the top reactions from the characters. Seasons 1 and 2 need to be watched as a dub because they aren't in Japanese. Those seasons. True. It's the one show that I've been on record saying this. You need to change from dub to sub after the first 2 arcs. There's a great manga, Musuko ga kawaii sugite. It's about demon girls, but if you read manga, you might like it. The only fault that JoJo has is later on seasons fall into a 3 episode for every enemy structure of like introduction, Now it's a battle. Who's gonna win? And then resolution. Look who won. And it gets a little anyway. Cells at Work, very fun, good way to learn about the body. I prefer Cells at Work Black, or Code Black, or whatever they want to call it, where they're in a diseased body. I think it's a lot more interesting when the body's like broken and falling apart and they're trying to keep it going than the just keeping a healthy body healthy of Cells at Work. Kind of goes to that like old Osmosis Jones thing. But this show overall, very, very fantastic. Parachin, and you learn a lot in this show. If you got questions on how certain cells in your body work, this show will help you out. Oh, if you haven't seen Black, you need to watch Black. It is so great. So great. Little sad, but also kind of not. There are some people that get to that point by a lot of choices they made very specifically and did it sort of to themselves, and you're like, that sucks, but like I'm not really sad for you because you knew what you were doing. Other people, they're in that position, because of things that are completely out of their control, and it's a little more like, oh, I'm sorry, you're trying to make it the best you can. But when you get gout, that's sort of the sign of kind of did this one to yourself. We'll get to how not to summon a demon lord as a show to watch with the boys. We need to start with Grand Blue Dreaming, and one of the greatest I don't even know, like post high school club shows I've ever seen. And the fact that they are just constantly getting so hammered is so great. I freaking love it. I love it. And when they mix up the tea, like they just mix like whiskey and vodka to make iced tea. That's the kind of stupid crap I used to do. Oh my goodness, it's so great. I love this show. This show is hilarious. Plus, they get to one part where like the otaku friend is like looking at different diving gear, and there's a whole Evangelion scene with the diving gear that of course just spoke to me, and I was like, yes, I get it. I would need that as well. Thank you for doing this for all of us. Thank you. White blood cell mommy, because any attractive anime character that looks older than 24 is a MILF. Mommy. How not to summon a demon lord. Yes, very ecchi, very fun. Like the whole oh, what am I supposed to do? They're both beautiful, but I can't love. I'm a weirdo when it comes to interacting with people, but I'm gonna pretend and role play like I'm powerful and strong. It's so silly. So freaking silly. Food Wars, again, we all love Food Wars. Psyche K is great. Teasing got less fun as it went on to me. Place Further Than the Universe lost me. I can't say exactly why. 3 episodes in, like before they even really get the tickets, maybe it's only like 2 episodes, but all the boys agreed Rem was the only option. What are all the boys? 12? Like, gross. I want to watch the anime, Daddy. There's a cat girl. You know how much I love cat girls. And you're like, we're watching Yonko Days. I'll put on Yonko Days and say, this is the show I was watching. Oh my goodness. GGO. I watched a Sword Art after Sword Art, and I was like, hey, this is pretty good. Laid back Cam. Don't hate on Rem. I'll do what I need to do. And that's say that Zombieland Saga was a ton of fun. And the voice actor, both the dub and sub voice actors for the manager are just having a blast. Ohayo gozaimasu! So great. So great. GGO is definitely the best SAO show you ever watched. Yeah, it was fantastic. It again, it played into that fun, like we can be someone different online and just fantastic. I like a lot of the theming that went into it. Citrus. If you like a Yuri anime with a plot, you see, this is the one you should watch. Studio Passion. Megalobox if you like boxing and it's got robot arms. Boom. Asobi, Asobase turned out to be 1,000 times funnier than its pastel aesthetic ever would let on. Freaking love this. Friggin' love it. So good. Bloom Into You. See, we always get shows in pairs, and I don't know why we haven't seen that Isekai restaurant one yet. But we got Bloom Into You and Citrus. Bam, bam. One right after the other. Which one's your favorite Yuri of this season? Rem and Amelia like each other and don't compete. That's the wrong waifus? Am I remembering the elf girl's name wrong? Rem and Amelia fans are a plague on the world. What is the... It's Shira. That's right. Rem and Shira. Ophelia! Orphelia is what old people call Alexa. Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. How many times can we go into the game? Is it really in the game or am I having a dream? Will I wake up at the end of it? Bloom Into show was good. The manga was fantastic. Blaine, I turned off my audio so you got confused. Oh, goodness. Golden Kamui. Again, why is it there is such disparity in CG in anime? Sometimes it is just a PS2 bear running at your friend that you gotta shoot. Be the Beginning. One of the weirdest titles, I want to say, that also makes sense later. Griddoman. When we got Tokusatsu back, we were all excited and happy about it. The only clip you saw of the show was the bear. It's good. Beyond the bear, it is good. But the bear is just such a like... Why? Why did we do this? I don't think we had to do this. You could have done anything else. Iridoku didn't make any sense to me. Probably because I'm colorblind. Gridman looks interesting. Good. Because Dynazazon, SSSS Dynazazon is much better. But same theme, same everything. But Gridman really set the stage for doing anime tokusatsu. So rather than just saying how would we animate this, they animated it to look like there was a dude in a suit. So it's really, really well done. Quite enjoyed Gridman. All shows are either good or trash, and some of them are good trash. So you got it. Look at this palette of muscle. It's just everywhere. This is what a Camelot stream looks like. In fact, I'm gonna snip that for later. I'm gonna send that to Camelot. Hide that over there for now. I love Grappler Baki. Grappler Baki is good. All shows are, if Dynasian was really good compared to Gridman, I probably enjoy it since you thought Gridman was just pretty okay. Yeah, Gridman. So Gridman is the like the original Power Rangers analog where you've got like kids that are getting in the robot kind of a thing. Whereas Dynazion, I forget, is more the like college age / adult. And it just has a bit more mature themes to the whole thing. And I think it just makes a better show overall. I have still not caught up on the Netflix Baki series. Because I need to still go back to Grappler Baki with my wife because I freaking love Grappler Baki. Anyone who kills a bear and then eats that bear in a show that's a good show to me. And it's like an animated bear, not a CG bear. There's a difference. Real girl. Devil's Line. Devil's Slime. Bungo. More Bungo. Isn't that fun? More Chunibyo. Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs. Another Zebek. I didn't realize they did this one too. This show is silly. This show is funny. And this show is if Love Hina was supernatural and way hornier. That is what that show is. Index. I love me the Toaru series. Good there. High School Girl didn't catch me, didn't grab me. The ecchi of that season, it is indeed. Pupper Team Epiku. What a show so weird they made it twice. Flavors of You. Radiant. This show really felt like it was going to be another one of those big threes. Like, it's got that big shonen vibe to it. And I was like, I don't really know if I'm going to get into it. I'll think about it. Agretzko was fun, though. Agretzko, like, this was when Netflix was like, yeah, we got money. We can just throw money at studios to make stuff. And they just did, and it was decent. Good, and it was decent. Hanebado. This is why you can't always trust a studio, because you look and you're like, oh, Leiden Films, they do all this, and you're like, yeah, they don't do the best. Like, if I look at Leiden Films and I scroll back, I think 2016, Leiden Films did Berserk. And it looked awful because they sent most of it to Millie Pence. But then when Leiden Films does badminton anime, suddenly you see a girl stopping as she's like going across the court, and then her calf flexes and like sweat comes off as her calf flexes, and she twists the other way and she smacks the birdie, and we're tracking shot with the birdie as it's going across, and it's just like to the nines, and you're like, why didn't you do this with Berserk? Why did you give badminton anime such great animation, but you didn't do the same with Berserk? I don't get it. I only watched the one episode because I was like, this annoys me. I grow weary of this one. I grew weary of Comic Girls too. I thought it would be more fun than it was, but it was a bit more K-On! And a bit less Blend S, if you know what I mean. A little less Shirobako. Shirobako. Oh my gosh, I'm in a logic loop. Hanabata looked great, wasn't great in all areas, but hey, it was pretty decent. Ram is not only adorable, she has clear motivations and consistent characterization. Manages to be a sassy boss while suffering from Stockholm syndrome. Like her. Akunto Kanojo. Is that the My Sweet Tyrant? I am unfamiliar. Bako, thank you. Thank you for fixing my logic loop. Midai. No, I don't remember. I probably saw that. Most movies that were like big movies I have seen, but again, if I don't remember it, who cares? Junji Ito. When everybody was like, "Oh man, they're making Junji Ito anime. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be so scary," and then you watch it, and you're like, "It doesn't look as good when it moves. Doesn't look as good when it moves." Beatless. Feels familiar. Pretty derby. Killing Bites. Killing Bites is good. Killing Bites is very weird. Very, very strange. I don't know that anybody really cares about it anymore. Not like Hakata Tonkotsu Ramen, which was like, hey, what if we talk about ramen? So, Tonkotsu Ramen is ramen that is made using pigs' feet and calves and that are all, we call them trotters, chopped up and then boiled at a really high heat for a really long time because it pulls a lot of the collagen out, makes a nice, thick, creamy broth, very good pork ramen. So the real Hakata ramen comes from Fukuoka in Japan. And so after this one came out later on in spring 2019, my wife and I went back to Japan, and we're like, oh, let's go to Fukuoka so we can see get like the real, like the actual tonkotsu ramen. That is the most disappointing city I have ever been to in my life. You're like, oh, we can go to yatais, which are like little food stalls on the side of the road. And you go to a yatai and like one chicken skewer is like $8. You're like, this is Japan. I can get a bottomless beer for $10. Why is this skewer so expensive? I've been to Japan 8 times and became an expert in their food. I was an expert in their food long before I even went. It tasted good at least, right? No, that was the problem. All of Fukuoka was the Kevin Sorbo disappointed meme. Disappointed! Like, everywhere we went, it was like, oh, do this thing in Fukuoka. Do this thing in Fukuoka. There was two things that were decent. And like a reason to go. And that's the other thing is like, it's way off the normal path. Like, if you picture Japan as like a sock, hold on. How can I do this? Like this, is this accurate? I think that's accurate for you guys. All right. Japan's like this J, right? So you got Hokkaido up here, and then you have the main island, and the main island like curves, and there's a little island here of Shikoku, and then there's this island down here. Fukuoka is down on this island over here, like way out there. So most people fly into Tokyo, which is way over here, and then they go to Kyoto, which is like right here comparatively, and then they sometimes go to Osaka, which is right next to Kyoto. So most people stick to this little tiny heel of the entire island. And so what we did is we flew into Osaka and drove all the way to the island, to Fukuoka, to try it. And it was, if there was nothing else we were doing for that trip, if that was like the reason we went, would have been awful. But there's a bunch of other really fun stuff down there to go do in that area. Beppu was really fun. We got to see the laying down Buddha. But in Fukuoka, two things were great. There's a seaside like theme park, which is like just a giant park that had like go-karts. There was like a oceanside walk. There was an obstacle course you could do, a bunch of just random fun stuff in this giant park. It was called like Uwadaremono Umi or something like that. So it was interesting. And then Mentaiko. Mentaiko was amazing. So that was great. That was great. But don't watch that one. Don't watch that one either. That one's a little funky. Dagashi Kashi 2, I didn't bother because I watched the first one. Oh my goodness. The Kaiji Ridley Starlight Harukana Receive. One of the best sports anime, second only to Keijo. Love me some beach volleyball. How to Keep a Mummy. Another absolutely adorable show about adorably cute things. Right in line with Shachiku, right in line with all the rest of it. So not all, yes. There are two redeeming qualities of Fukuoka. But if you were giving me money and saying take me to the south of Japan and show me all of the cool stuff, we would spend a lot more time in Beppu and Shikoku and a lot less time in Fukuoka. And the Cat Island is also really sad. Cat Island is also very sad. Harukana is the ecchi anime. That's your only association. So my wife, back in high school, played volleyball all the time, and then over in Seattle there's beach volleyball nets. So like she really likes, like she goes ham playing just with friends randomly. So I am a huge fan of volleyball, specifically beach volleyball. So it was a very fun show about power of friendship helping you compete against the other. Enjoy the rest of your evening, Michael, assuming you're somewhere on this side of the planet. And if you're not, enjoy your day. Hopefully you've got a little mummy that'll keep you happy. Kakurio. Chio's School Road. What a silly little gag show this was, for sure. Skull-faced bookseller. I watched one of those. The Karakuri Circus. Way better than I was expecting. They're like, oh, it's about puppets. This is freaking JoJo the Puppet anime. This show is great. Like, watch this one. Watch this one. Forest of Piano. How could I just skip over My Sister, My Rider? Because I didn't watch it. What are you gonna do about it? You've seen some of the stuff that I've scrolled right on by, and you're confused about My Sister, My Rider. I'm glad you're enjoying Cuckoos now. Penguin Highway has one of the funniest little memes where like the penguins, they're just like charging with all of them. Imagine watching Shikimori but not watching my... Okay, answer me this. Does Louis Kemner write articles about My Sister, My Rider? If he does, now I've got a reason to watch it. But if he doesn't, then oh, I almost missed this one. Then I'm not gonna bother. Dragon Pilot, very, very fun. Now, I was totally unexpected with this show, with the way it ended up going. He would have if he hadn't started that job at CBR in 2019. He would have been writing articles about it. Watch, he's got articles that he wrote but like never published because he was just like practicing and like trying to get good at it. This one was funny. The like strongman magical girls. Any comparison work? Oh my goodness. Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Invisible Victory. I waited years for this show. And then it happened. And I was like, oh, I need more now. I love Full Metal Panic. It is such a fun show. Oh my goodness. Oh man, it's 8:50. I need to wrap up. Koizumi loves ramen noodles. I feel like I saw that one. I still have to eat dinner and then finish moving all this stuff in my house. So I'm going to fast scroll this like a madman. You consider one subpar and the other comically bad. You started enjoying it more when Protag-kun and his crush started racing and competing over everything. Takunomi! What to drink? Watch this one. This is a fun one. I love all shows about food and drink. Period. Except Tokiko or whatever that one was. 7 Heavenly Virtues. Frankenstein Family. Was your favorite part when Protag-kun got home and was like, wait, I'm home and I'm alone. I can be naked. Look at me do the laundry naked. Look at me eating food, but I'm naked. Most of us are kind of harsh on Shikimori. I think it's pretty average. That is your favorite part. Good. The only reason we're so harsh about Shikimori is the number of people that are like, oh my gosh, best couple ever. This is the best romance, the best. We found it. Isekai Izakaya. This is the other Restaurant from Another World anime. That always reminds me of Restaurant from Another World. Very, very fun. They run an isekai and it's connected to swords and sorcery. There it is. We found it. You hope Nagi and Hiro don't lose that dynamic later on. Yeah, I hope they keep it because that to me is a good thing. But yeah, going back to it, the only reason we dump on Shikimori from time to time, I need to see Shinobi Master. I don't think I've seen this one. I think I've only seen the other. The first season, really. But the only reason we dump on it is because people think it's like the best thing ever, and I'm like, it's not. There's better stuff to watch. And then you read something like Louis Kemner, who's like, I've been an anime fan since I watched Pokemon, and this is my favorite romance of all time. And I'm like, there are so many better romances. Can I introduce you to some better romances? Space Battleship Tiramisu. This show is funny. Very, very funny. It's like all of the funny stuff that happens in between robot battles in a space war. So great. The anime dropped the ball on a bunch of things, so you agree. Maybe I'll read the manga. If I read the manga and I fall in love with it, like, oh, this is actually pretty good, that would be hilarious. That's the ultimate troll right there. Gundam Build Divers. Oh my goodness, I am starving. Don't make me stop halfway through one of these. Inazuma 11, Token Runbo. Oko's Inn. Sounds familiar, but I don't remember. Cutie Honey Universe. I still haven't seen this one. I want to watch the old Cutie Honey right before I start this one so I can kind of do a direct comparison. I think that would be a lot more fun than just jumping into to Universe as it is. We rent Skumagami. Bakumatsu. Cinderella Shelf. You're wondering how are there so many volumes of the manga? Something is hyped isn't a reason to hate something. People keep trying to hate on Spy Family for that reason because it's popular. The difference is people hyped Spy Family and it was also great. That's the difference. People were telling me that Shikimori was going to be the next best girl of the season, and this is a season that includes Desumi Magahara and Your Forger. Like they're crazy. There's crazy people out there. And they're like, this is going to be the next dress up darling. This is going to be the blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So it's like, I like stuff that's good, even if it's hyped. I like stuff that's bad, even if I'm told it's bad. You know, it's not always like counter to things. My only issue is the sheer amount of posts and recommendations and you should watch and this is next, the if you like then you will like, the all this stuff, and I'm like, man, you guys gotta watch some anime. You guys gotta watch Lyrical Nanoha. Like, put something else in your repertoire before you start throwing these recommendations. It does lol, but literally some people hate things only because they are popular. True, that is true, and that's problematic. That's if your opinion of a thing is based purely on other people's opinion of the thing, then there's a problem, right? Like, whether you like something because other people like it, or you hate something because other people like it, or you know, vice versa on those, there's a problem because you're not actually watching and sort of deriving whether or not you enjoy the thing based on the thing itself. And you're just kind of letting yourself flow with the crowds. And even if you're saying, no, I hate what everybody likes, you're still going with the crowd. Just like, you're not making the decision yourself. You're just saying, oh, if they like, then I hate. So you're still not making a decision based on whatever the item is itself. You're just diving into it like wholeheartedly because other people like something. Or you're diving into the hate full-heartedly, whatever, however you want to say that. Shinkansen Henkei is such a fun idea, like transforming robot trains, but I'm not like a 4-year-old in Japan, so I don't have any real clue about that show. Into the Blue movie. One Night Stand. Anything that is popular will have haters. True. And like, to be fair, there are some people that will just not like or really hate something that everybody else seems to like, independent of everybody else's opinion. It's just important that they have that opinion independent of everything else. Which, I mean, arguably, like, your assumptions going into it can play into that a lot. Like, everybody was like, oh, this is going to be like Dress Up Darling. This is going to be this is best romance, blah, blah, blah. And I watched it and I was just like, it's not. It's just kind of mediocre. It's just kind of meh. I got real hung up on that sign falling off a building, trying to kill him, and Shikimori being able to do a flying taekwondo kick to save his life, and then them just being like, yeah, we're normal high school kids. No, there was nothing normal about that. And they just never go back to it. It just drives me nuts. I'm like, all right, whatever. At this point, it's just like a normal, like, oh, he's kind of clumsy, but he's good at sewing and cooking. And it's like, if he had just been kind of clumsy and good at sewing and kicking and cooking from the beginning, I'd have been like, oh yeah, cool. I get this character. It's whatever. Not my thing, but it's a big deal. But he was so danger prone. And she was the one to save him. It just annoyed me. Everyone's like, no, you don't get it. It's because she's the only one who loves him. She loves him so much. No, you don't get it. They're the best bi couple that you've ever seen. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Call me a boomer all you want. I don't get it. Is Izumi not almost dying every episode now? No! Now he just trips and drops some books. Most popular stuff is actually good. That's why it's popular. But people try so hard to be not like other girls. It gets on your nerves, especially in the anime community. I'm not like the other girls. Oh, are you not now? Are you a robot girl, Neo? Because that would not be like the other girls. Okie dokie boomer. Aren't you? Look at this ageist in my chat. If you're only 18, you can't say when I was 15. Oh. I'm still laughing at that comment though. I'm farther from 15 than 15 is from my birth. 31 and older gang, rise up. That's the bucket we get stuck into. I don't know if Paru's seen any of that, because the Annie Trends list, when you vote on your favorite whatever for the week, it makes you pick like your male, female, not say, and then your age range. And it's like 0 to 10, 10 to 15, 15, and it's just going through. But the last one is 31 plus. And that's the one I have to click. Oh my goodness. Gen Xers. Woo! I remember when I was Gen Y or whatever they called it for a minute, and then they turned it into millennial, and then they're like, well, but now it's Zoomer, and it's like, I don't even care. I don't even care anymore. You just call me whatever you want to call me. We're both 31. Yo. Oh my god. If I keep scrolling, there's just nothing, I gotta call it, because I am starving. And like I said, I still have like an entire workout room to move into the room that we finally cleaned up. So on to 2. And on that note, you've seen that one. So 31 to 120 is a thing. That's funny. Yeah, exactly. Are you 31 to unspecified age? You all have the same basic demographic in anime. Meanwhile, I'm walking around SakuraCon and there's this actual boomer, like gray hair, older dude wearing like a beautiful Speed Racer cosplay, like an actual motorcycle helmet that he's got the M painted on and everything, with like the blue polo. And the dude's probably like 72, 73, just so funny, so great. Like, that guy and me are in the same category when we vote for our favorite anime. To be fair, he was cosplaying one of my favorite anime, so we might be in the same demographic. There may be something to this. If me and that 70-year-old are into the same shows, we probably are good. You think the oldest Zoomers are 1996 plus? So Zoomers are as old as my N64 is what you're saying. If you're N64 or younger, you're a Zoomer. Oh my goodness. How many podcasts has this 2010 to 2020 got on for? Far too many. I am going to take, hold on, let's see. I think I can just view the hold on. If I click this, I have 223 shows that I have seen. And we're only at 2017. So I'm only going to do 2018, 2019 and pick like a top 10 out of that. Whew, that's going to be a rough top 10. I'll have to narrow that down a little bit, probably off stream, before I come back for everybody else's opinions on that. And thoughts there, to get yelled at by Michael for not picking Monster Musume. Anyway, that was fun. I'm gonna go. Everyone, have a blast. As always, I enjoy chatting. We enjoy looking at anime. Tomorrow we've got Fun Time Friday, so look forward to some links so that we can all jump in here and chat and yell and argue and agree and laugh and have all that kind of good stuff. You have like 50 that you want in your top 10. Exactly. My only my plan right now is probably to do just a top 10 Opie list and go with that, and let, you know, he does his show where, you know, every like twice a week, Like every stream that he has, like people come on and talk, like a different person comes on to talk about their top 5, top 10. So I'm going to I'm probably gonna have to make it like a meme list if I'm gonna get it that slow, that quick. You probably wouldn't put interspecies reviewers in your top 10, and that one was better. Well, there'll be other people that can put the quality anime at the top of their list, and I'm gonna just have High School of the Dead, DxD, Mock and Key, and whatever else I decide on. But everyone, have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Again, same time, 7 o'clock Pacific time. And I won't throw out links to everybody until the day of. I prefer to DM them through Twitter. But if you don't have a Twitter, don't want a Twitter, anything like that, I will also DM them through Discord. And if not that, then we'll figure something else out. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Kampai.